Welcome to Vercors for round 5 of the e-Trophy Andros. It's already the penultimate event of the season. Once again, the weather conditions are fabulous in the resort just half an hour from Grenoble, 90 minutes for Lyon or Valence. But gorgeous weather means sunshine and warm temperatures, making the track very difficult with less ice than expected. That means the drivers will have a hard time managing their tyres and the spikes when the battle is tight. Four-time reigning champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg took the points lead last time out in Serre Chevalier. Now with a 7-point advantage over Aurélien Panis, Yann Elochet lies in third place, not too far behind. The drivers dropped their worst score after the final round, so the series remains wide open. There are 2 days of racing here in Lens, and then the season finale at Superbès with just one final encounter.
Bonjour, Olivier Panis.
Start the action with Olivier Panis' onboard lap. This is the home race. He was born in Grenoble. He's saying, got to make sure you get the braking right on this track. It's quite tight, quite narrow. Also pointing out, you can see that at the hairpins, particularly at the apexes, there is a lot less ice than expected. So the studs are scrabbling away through the ice and snow down into the tarmac where there is much less grip. That means you can easily pull the studs out of the tyres. It's a really technical part of the track here. Right, left, and then plenty of speed down here to the hairpin. Again, as always, braking absolutely crucial so the car is straight and you can fire it out all the way up to the line. Well, he loves this track. Let's hope it loves him too. We start our action with the first elite super final. Man on pole, the red and white car, that is Jeremy Sahi. Had a great time last weekend. Really hauled in the series leaders. Sylvain Poussier didn't make the final in either day's action. He is on the outside of the front row here though. Jeremy Sahi took the lead from him in Serre Chevalier. Eddie Benezet on row 2 of the grid, ahead of Didier Toral, Emmanuel Moinel and Mathieu Vazivière. And away from the start, Jeremy Sahi, a good getaway, jumps in front of Sylvain Poussier. Eddie Benezet into third position, ahead of Didier Toral, Emmanuel Moinel, and at the back, single-seater turned sports car race, Mathieu Vazivière. New conditions for him, definitely. Jeremy Sahi making the best of the start. Great venue here for this Vercors track, right through the woods on the side of the mountain. But definitely the warm weather and the sunny conditions have played havoc with the ice preparation. See a lot of tarmac showing through. Jeremy Sahi leaping away here. Sylvain Poussier in the green and white car trying to go with him. But it's the battle for third behind them that is catching everybody's attention. Eddie Benezet and Didier Toral. Benezet in third place. Flicks the car into the hairpin. Didier Toral not too far behind the number 6 machine. Emmanuel Moinel not close enough to challenge the Audi driver in fourth place. Moinel in fifth, Mathieu Vazivière back in sixth position. Eddie Benezet winning in Serre Chevalier has left him with a 60-kilo success ballast in the car, and that's why he's dropping back from second and struggling to stay in front of the Audi of Didier Toral. Already Jeremy Sahi pulling away quickly from Sylvain Poussier. And the balance of power seems to be swinging away from Poussier in the number 5 machine. Final lap, no dramas for Jeremy Sahi. A 10-second gap over Sylvain Poussier. Checker flag is out. Fastest lap as well as victory, so he gets an added point for that. And here's the final battle for third behind Sylvain Poussier. Didier Toral having a go at Eddie Benazet, doesn't quite get there. The drag race to the line, Benazet third, Didier Toral in fourth position. Well, that was close all the way to the line, but a comprehensive win for Jeremy Sahi in the Sébastien Loeb Racing entry, and they have really found form in the last few weeks. So another win for Jeremy Sahi, plus the point for fastest lap, and that means he's now 17 points ahead of Sylvain Poussier. Stefan Vontayer, originally in the top two, now down to fourth place, didn't make the final again here today. Manuel Moinel moves ahead of him into third. Super pole time now for the Elite Pro class. Aurélien Panis, Nico Prost, Benjamin Rivière, Andreas Backerud, Jean-Baptiste Bourg and Nat Berton in the hunt for 6 points for Super Pole, down to 1 for the sixth fastest. Yann Erlechet, third in the points, and Olivier Panis, fourth in the points, do not make it through into the top six after qualifying. While Aurélien Panis, who was the points leader heading into Serre Chevalier, overhauled there by JB de Bourg. Let's see what he can produce in the Audi A1. Aurélien has been in fine form all season, took the lead in the opening race weekend and has barely looked back. Off form a little last time in Serre Chevalier. JB de Bourg really hitting his stride in the Renault Zoe, and for the first time JB out in front in the standings. So there is the split time they're all going to have to look at. Aurélien Panis looking quick, composed, really tight, twisty, technical track, very different to most of those in the calendar. Little lock up there, heading down into the hairpin, shows just how they are struggling for grip. But a good drive up to the line, absolutely vital. Where's he going to be? 46.989. That is a good lap for Aurélien Panis. So Aurélien Panis sets the pace. Nico Prost, overall winner for the first time this season last weekend on Sunday. Let's see what he can produce here in the Renault Zoe. Teammate of Jean-Baptiste Bourg. And like JB, really getting to grips with these cars. He raced all electric cars last year, but this is different to how he was used to last season. And really hitting his form now. Got to look at the split time first. Used to electric racing from his Formula E career as well. 6/10 back. Started in single-seaters and raced in top-flight sports cars at Le Mans 24 Hours and a whole host of world endurance races as well. Very competent, fast, fluid style. Saw the sparks coming off the studs there, so he was struggling on the tarmac. How far behind? 1.3 seconds. That's quite a margin for Aurélien Panis. Wow. So Aurélien Panis losing time all the way through the lap. And heading out now, Benjamin Rivière. Rivière in the Peugeot 208 was the fastest man of all in the qualifying heats. And his best results so far, 7th place in Val Thorens, but here in Lens-en-Vercors, he is in an altogether different class from the rest of the season, it seems. Now, either he or the Peugeot are particularly gelling well with the track. Actually, it's probably both. Very experienced ice racer, a 13-time former winner. So let's see what he can produce. Fastest in qualifying. Can he transfer that into the fastest lap in Superpole? 6 bonus points up for grabs. And they all add into the day's pile. 8/10 behind at the split and 1.4 at the end of the lap. It did not look quite as fast as that lap of Aurélien Panis did it. Car not up on its toes and dancing. Next up, Andros Trophy, the Norwegian, getting faster and faster as the season continues, getting more and more dialed into his four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer, all-electric Audi. That instant horsepower and torque is a very different feeling to a normal internal combustion engine machine. And of course, not entirely familiar with these tracks either. But he has got a great attacking style. And actually, again, like Aurélien Panis, you can see the car's really up on its toes dancing, but he's a second back. Maybe he's just two sideways here. The track is carving up as well. You can see there's a lot of wet slush, and you can see an awful lot of sparks coming through. Well, 1 second back at the split. Andros Trophy, where's he going to be? Looks like it's going to be a fourth fastest of those who have gone so far. No, he's ahead of Benjamin Rivière, but by 0.003 of a second. Well, that is super tight in Superpole. Aurélien Panis' time, 1.3 seconds quicker than anybody else so far. So what about our current points leader, Jean-Baptiste Bourg in the Renault Zoe? We saw his teammate Nico Prost struggling to match Aurélien Panis for pace. Now, despite the fact that all these cars look slightly different and may have different names, they all use the same all-electric powertrain. They're a tube frame chassis. The bodies are different to reflect the manufacturer of the cars, but underneath, it's not that much of a different car. The team can set them up differently, the drivers can drive them differently, but again, JB 9/10 back, clips the bank there a little as well. That's not going to help. He is trying to shave every millimetre off the track. Maybe it is getting slushier and slower with every car. It's getting colder, but JB de Bourg's not going to be close, is he? Where is he at the line? 1.5 back. 5th place. Wow. The balance could well be swinging back towards Aurélien Panis. In the end, in fact, Jean-Baptiste Bourg finished only in 6th place. So Aurélien Panis getting 6 extra points. Benjamin Rivière with the top points for the day in the qualifying heats, and he and Panis are tied at the top of the pile. So, coming in here 7 points behind, Aurélien Panis scores 8 more than Jean-Baptiste Bourg and sneaks back in front by a single point. Super final time then for the Elite Pro Class Day 1 here in Lens-en-Vercors, and our front row on pole position, Benjamin Rivière in the Peugeot. The red car has Aurélien Panis' white and blue Audi alongside it. Well, first pole for Rivière, another front row start for Aurélien. Row 2, Andros Trophy, great qualifying for him. Nico Prost in 4th place on the grid on row 2, the first of the 2 Renault Zoes. Nathaniel Berton lines up on the inside of row 3 in his Peugeot, and Jean-Baptiste Bourg makes it onto the back of the grid in 6th position in his Renault Zoe, having just narrowly lost the points lead. So this could be a very entertaining final if Aurélien Panis can get in front at the end of day 1. That might give him just an extra little boost going into the second day here in Lens. But first, he's going to have to deal with the Peugeot 208 of Benjamin Rivière, our man on pole. Green flag at the back of the grids. They are ready to go. And trying to handle the instant torque on this slightly less than grippy track is going to be key to the getaway here. A very good start immediately from Benjamin Rivière on pole position. Into second goes Panis. 3rd place, Andros Trophy. Prost into 4th place. Ooh, big slide out wide for Nathaniel Berton. Jean-Baptiste Bourg in 6th position will be trying to attack as much as he can. So too will Aurélien Panis from second. Contact. Nat Berton goes into the side of Nico Prost. And Jean-Baptiste Bourg, you would have thought would have been close enough then to get by, but he definitely was not. JB de Bourg did not get away well. Out front though, Benjamin Riviere from Aurélien Panis and Andreas Bakkerud in third position. Nico Prost still in fourth in his Renault. He'll be a little cautious because Nat Berton is inside him again at the hairpin. Berton drifting him out wide into the slushy stuff, and there's little grip there. The tyres just scrabble away at that loose. So Nat Berton up into fourth place. The Renaults of Prost and Dubourg are now fifth and sixth. Easing away out front is our poleman Benjamin Riviere from the white and blue car of Aurélien Panis. In third is the Audi of Bakkerud, and Nico Prost is going to repay that little contact, or a couple of contacts, with Nathaniel Berton. Benjamin Riviere racing away from Aurélien Panis. No lights up front of Andreas Bakkerud car. Luckily the track is pretty well illuminated. And behind him, here comes Nathaniel Berton, deep inside at the hairpin. Now he runs out wide in the slush. So Riviere by not much ahead of Aurélien Panis. Benjamin Riviere with constant company from behind. Aurélien Panis is determined to try and take this one, isn't he? Andreas Bakkerud in third place. And don't forget, at the end of the Super Final in Superbest, a week from now, when all the racing is done, points have to be dropped. So you drop your worst score. If your worst score was a 0, then that's bad news, because you have to drop your next worst score. So it's important to score as highly as you can now, just as it was throughout the season. Benjamin Riviere now putting a little bit of clear air between himself and Aurélien Panis. Third place still, Andreas Bakkerud, keeping the other Audi driver honest. Nat Berton in fourth place, ahead of Nico Prost and Jean-Baptiste Dubourg. Well, Dubourg may have been sitting back at the beginning to try and get the extra point for fastest lap. Not sure that is going to work. Aurélien Panis at the moment has the fastest lap so far. And so a new lap record for Aurélien Panis gives him an extra point. Nat Berton holding off Nico Prost. And again, maybe JB Dubourg is trying for that extra point. JB Dubourg, very competitive in every season of Trophy Andros that he's entered. Oh, Nat Berton right in at the apex there. JB Dubourg closed right up on Prost that lap, and that may well be a new fastest lap for him. So the point swings back to Dubourg, and these fastest lap points, like the Super Pole points, all are just as vital as points earned in the actual racing and the points earned from qualifying. Bakkerud still in third position ahead of this battle in the green and white Audi, and this is likely to be his first ever podium in the e-Trophy Andros. Aurélien Panis needs to stop clipping the walls, otherwise he's going to end up damaging the Audi, but he's now giving it everything to try and get back on terms with our race leader Benjamin Riviere. Oh, and contact behind. Nico Prost drifts out wide. Now, was he intending to let his teammate through for extra points? Or was that a genuine mistake? Team orders, perhaps, for Jean-Baptiste Dubourg to pick up a spot. Last lap, and Panis getting very close indeed to Benjamin Riviere. Aurélien Panis in second. Andreas Bakkerud in third position. And Andreas Bakkerud, his best so far, fourth in Serre Chevalier Day 1 last week. Heading for the podium here, but heading towards the checkered flag. If he survives this hairpin intact, and he looks like he will. Out front, Benjamin Riviere, checkered flag awaits. He will be our winner here in Lançon-Vercors. Victory for Benjamin Riviere, his first of the season. Aurélien Panis second, and Andreas Bakkerud on the podium in third, ahead of Nat Berton and JB Dubourg closing right in at the line. So well done indeed to Benjamin Riviere. First win of the season. Aurélien Panis, important points for him. Important too for JB Dubourg to move up ahead of Nico Prost. But actually, looks as though Nico may not have made it to the finish. So Benjamin Rivière with the top points for day one in Lens-en-Vercors, ahead of Aurélien Panis. JB Dubourg losing 10 points on the day. So at the end of the day, where he was 7 points in front, coming to Lens, he ends up 3 points behind Aurélien Panis. Aurélien Panis out front then from JB Dubourg, Jan Erleche, missing out on super pole points, missing out on the final points now, 27 points back, but clear of Olivier Panis and Nico Prost. So first podium in the race for Andreas Bakkerud, and the first day's podium as well. He's third, Aurélien Panis second, but Benjamin Rivière the winner. There he is in the middle. He does need that step difference, doesn't he? Proper jockey size. Well, lots of guests as ever in Lens-en-Vercors, including legendary rally ace Bruno Sabi and Bertrand Ballat. That was a guest race, and Bruno Sabi the winner ahead of Bertrand Ballat. But Ballat gave it everything he could. Sabi, an experienced ice racer, desert racer, rally driver, and so much more. And Bertrand Ballat really pushing him every inch of the way until an unfortunate and highly dramatic spin just dropped him off the leader's tail. So victory for Bruno Sabi ahead of Bertrand Ballat. The AMV Cup always gets plenty of attention from the fans. And into the super final, the series leader in the yellow jersey, Sylvain Dabert, is on pole position. Maxime Lacour, Vivien Goni, and multiple champion and reigning champion indeed, Maxime Emery, with the white leggings on the right-hand side of your shot. Machine number one, they are the front row starters. Well, Sylvain Dabert, an 8 times champion, has won 6 out of the 9 races so far this winter. In a fall, in a battle last week, managed to fight his way back from the tail of the field into the top half dozen, but that win escaped him as they get to the hairpin. This time it's Maxime Emery who goes down. Vivien Goni tried to take the lead at the hairpin. Looked like Sylvain Dabert held on, but the 5-time champion Maxime Emery is down. Sylvain Dabert, the leader. Well, the hard-packed ice and rutted tracks that we've had the last few weeks make life very difficult. However, the slush and the tarmac coming through don't make life any easier for the motorcycles. You see everybody here struggling to get stopped at the hairpin. It's even tougher for the bikes here than on normal ice. You can see all the way around the lap they are sparking. Vivien Goni in second place. And Maxime Emery with a lot of work to do. Sylvain Dabert leading by 1.2 seconds. Maxime Lacour in third place. And that problem for Maxime Emery, the reigning champion, leaving him a long way down the order. Sylvain Dabert, though, again, wrestling the machine on the brakes. Really veering off the hairpin, going in deep, turning it on a sixpence and gassing it up on the way out. And of course, these now the only machines with normal internal combustion engines. Almost everybody on the much favoured 4-stroke Husqvarnas, as well as Huskies. You got a few Hondas running in the top order. 6th place now for Germain Vincenot, started in 16th place on the grid. He was last on the grid. Vincenot's had a couple of good races there through. It's the number 1 machine, so Maxime Emery starting to fight his way back up the order as well. Sylvain Dabert still just ahead of Vivien Goni. Maxime Lacour there in 3rd place, but his rivals are starting to catch him for that final podium spot. And there is Maxime Emery, number 1 machine, working his way up the order. Sylvain Dabert, so fluent even in those conditions. Vivien Goni really pushing hard, but the gap is continuing to grow. Midway through the race, Sylvain Debert now with 4.3 seconds over Vivien Gonnet, who's in second place, Maxime Lecourt in third. And look, in sixth position, Maxime Emery, look for the number one. He's just squeaking through this little group as they hit the back markers. There he is, closing in fast. And for him, it's not just his current rivals, it's also the back markers he's having to navigate his way through, but at least when he gets to them, the leaders have gone by. Sylvain Debert still leading them through the forest. Vivien Gonnet now 5.4 back. Maxime Emery wrestling it around the hairpin, giving it everything he's got. He's in the position that Sylvain Debert was in last week. Maxime Lecourt still in third. Emery 16 seconds back, but only under 3 seconds behind Maxime Lecourt. He can see the riders in front. Does he know that that is the battle for third position? He has time to catch them. He has time to get by them. And one of the great advantages here is everybody is so busy just keeping the bikes upright and racing each other. They rarely notice exactly who is coming from behind. We've seen that a couple of times this season. Riders, including race leaders, being caught by surprise by a bike that they weren't aware was quite so close. Sylvain Debert is away and gone. Vivien Gonnet 6.5 now back, and nearly another 8 seconds to Maxime Lecourt. Sylvain Debert, the race leader. Penultimate race, comfortably away, but Vivien Gonnet in second place. Now in third place, the battle is very tight ahead of Maxime Emery, as Sylvain Debert, our leader, edges ever closer to a 9th title. Maxime Emery looking for third place. He's chasing down Randy Peresson. Leader is on to the final lap. Is time running out for Maxime Emery? Well, here he is, number one machine right behind Peresson. And Peresson coming off the hairpin on the 69 machine. I'm not sure if he knew that Maxime Emery was quite so close. I'm not sure even if he had, whether he'd been able to hold off the former champion. Half a lap further ahead is Sylvain Debert. A couple of slower riders ahead of him, but he is heading to his 7th win of the season. It's race 10 for the motorcycles. And Sylvain Debert takes victory in style. Vivien Gonnet will be in second. Maxime Emery in third place. And I don't think he is going to catch. No, he's not. Vivien Gonnet across the line. Maxime Emery needed another 4 or 5 laps to make up for that fall. But Sylvain Debert now 41 points clear. And he is celebrating like a trials ace. So playing to the crowd, Sylvain Debert from Vivien Gonnet and Maxime Emery at the podium, and now 41 points clear of Vivien Gonnet, 52 ahead of Maxime Emery, and only 60 points left in Superbest. No drop scores in the motorcycle class. Sylvain Debert and Maxime Emery both being dumped on the floor in the last couple of weeks, but both getting back up to score strongly. So Sylvain Debert, not yet the champion. That will have to come in Superbest. Here is our podium then. Sylvain Debert, Vivien Gonnet and Maxime Emery, all three on Husqvarnas. Super final time for the elite class here, day 2 in Lens-en-Vercors, and you will by now recognise the red and white Sébastien Loeb racing car of Jérémy Sahi. He's on pole position. Mathieu Vazivière on the outside of the front row in the Audi A1. That's his best starting position of the season. Behind him on row 2, Nathan Biel and former points leader Sylvain Poussier. Poussier struggling a little on day 2 as well in the Peugeot. Row 3 of the grid, Eddie Benezet again makes the super final, as does Emmanuel Moinel. So the interesting battle here between Jeremy Sahi, the points leader, and Sylvain Poussier, his closest rival on the grid. But they have 2 cars between them. So ready for the start. Jeremy Sahi, the red and white car, and the white Audi of Mathieu Vazivière. That's your front row. Good start from Vazivière, but Sahi quick enough to shut the door, it looks like. Bright blue car is Nathan Biel in 3rd place. From the green and white, Sylvain Poussier, Eddie Benezet and Manuel Moinel behind them. Jeremy Sahi keeps his nose in front down to the hairpin, little bumping from behind. Nathan Biel runs into Mathieu Vazivière's Audi. Jeremy Sahi, the leader, and trying to ease away, leave a battle for second behind him. Points leader Sahi has had 2 race wins and 2 second places so far this season. A great debut in the e-Trophy Andros for the ice racing rookie. Second place, Mathieu Vazivière. 3rd, Nathan Biel. Sylvain Poussier still 4th, ahead of Eddie Benezet and Emmanuel Moinel in 6th place. And a 50.7 second lap for Jeremy Sahi. So the extra point at the moment going to the race leader. He is pulling away from 2nd place, Mathieu Vazivière. Nathan Biel behind him. And it looks like 2nd, 3rd and potentially 4th, Sylvain Poussier, is the battle. Jeremy Sahi with the fastest lap at the moment. And as the leader and pulling away from everybody else, you expect and there may be more fastest laps to come. Oh, mistake there. 5th place. Eddie Benezet giving it away to the Renault Zoe of Emmanuel Moinel. Dear, oh dear. So Jeremy Sahi, the race leader, and he is pulling away fast. 2.7 seconds ahead of Mathieu Vazivière, Nathan Biel. There's Biel in the number 11 machine. That's the battle for 2nd place, the battle for the podium. Number 5. Sylvain Poussier just about keeping in touch with them. And the gap is really growing for Jeremy Sahi. So midway through lap 3 of 6. And Jeremy Sahi making this look very good. Battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th places rages on. And Mathieu Vazivière holding off Nathan Biel and Sylvain Poussier. Jeremy Sahi in a little world of his own. 3 seconds clear. Just 19 years old. Jeremy Sahi, an ice racing rookie, driving like a veteran. Some very experienced races behind him. No slouches, Mathieu Vazivière and Nathan Biel in anything. Sylvain Poussier, extremely experienced in ice racing. And yet, Jeremy Sahi out on his own. Well, now starting to close him down a little. Mathieu Vazivière, he's shaken off Nathan Biel and Sylvain Poussier. But it's the last lap for Jeremy Sahi. Still with the fastest lap in his pocket here on day 2 in Lens-en-Vercors. He was our day 1 winner. Mathieu Vazivière bringing the gap down a little. It doesn't look as though Sylvain Poussier in the white and green car is going to make anything out of this. I think Nathan Biel is heading for the podium unless there is a massive last lap lunge. So too is Jeremy Sahi. Down to the final hairpin. The checkered flag awaits. Heading to win number 3 of the season. And this could well be the title for Jeremy Sahi. A remarkable achievement. The 19-year-old claims the title. He has put himself clear. Mathieu Vazivière takes 2nd. Nathan Biel completes the podium ahead of Sylvain Poussier. Sylvain Poussier and Stefan von Tyre, both highly experienced, were his rivals throughout the season. But in the last 2 weeks, Sebastian Loeb Racing's Jeremy Sahi, the teenage rookie, has driven clear of them. and he has put himself out of reach. Even with drop scores, they cannot now catch him. Well, what a fantastic season. Jeremy Sahi then uncatchable. Sylvain Poussier currently in second and comfortably clear of Manuel Moinel and Stefan von Tyre, fading on the ropes in the last couple of race weekends. Nathan Biel close to overhauling him, just 4 points away from veteran racer Stefan von Tyre. So Jeremy Sahi with the title, and on the top step of the podium, top point scorer for the day, Mathieu Vazivier in second, Nathan Biel on the podium as well in third position. Day 2 in Lens-en-Vercors, and Super Pole time for the Elite Pro class. Again, Aurélien Panis and Andros Trophy make it through. Today, Franck Lagorce and Yann Erlaché join them, and so too do Quentin Giordano and Nat Berton. Jean-Baptiste Bourg, only 7th fastest in the qualifying heats, therefore does not make Super Pole, and that will cost him, well, potentially a 6-point deficit. Well, Aurélien Panis reclaimed the lead from Jean-Baptiste Bourg on day 1, and part of that was a stunning performance in Super Pole. Let's see what the Audi driver can do on day 2. He was absolutely electrifying. He was over a second clear of anybody else, 1.3 in fact, on day 1. Let's see if he can match that pace. As the championship gets serious, he has really raised his game even further. 21.45, that's a very quick split indeed. Very quick. And again, watch the body language of the car. It's dancing around, it's just nervous and twitchy the whole time, and that's a sure sign that Aurélien Panis is wringing the pace out of it. At the line, 46.195, that is a great mark for the others to challenge. Andros Trophy in his Audi next up, and he had his first ever podium on day 1 here in Lens. Fastest overall in the first qualifying heat, so he has got pace in the Audi as well. And have they managed their tyres better? We will find out in about 5 seconds as he gets to the split. Where is he? 0.26 in front. So a quarter of a second up, Andros Trophy. Now what can he do? He'll be trying to ignore that and just find every ounce of performance, every fraction of grip from what remains of the ice. It's trailing sparks off the hairpin and across the line in front. Yes, he is. Wow, by 9/10 of a second. That's a massive effort. And of course, every car that goes faster than Panis takes points away from Aurélien, and that can only be assisting Jean-Baptiste Bourg. So Panis definitely will not get 6 points. Let's see what Yann Erlaché can produce. Erlaché was due to go after Franck Lagorce. Lagorce having an issue with the car though, so Erlaché has been pushed up the order. That may or may not help him depending on track conditions. He's had 2 wins this season, as has Aurélien Panis. And looking for a third here in Lens, but 4/10 back nearly. He won the second qualifying heat with a great time, but he's behind Andros Trophy on the split. Now, can he stay in front of Aurélien Panis and maybe give himself a chance to haul in Trophy at the line? How close? Half a second back. Erlaché second. So Erlaché a little bit behind, but second fastest. And you see that they have given a time to Franck Lagorce, which will not be competitive. So let's see now what Quentin Giordano can do. Third time he's made it into Super Pole. Now he will not be competing next week in the Super Finale in Superbest, because team boss Sebastian Loeb will be back from the Monte Carlo Rally, which is where he is competing this weekend. Nevertheless, Quentin Giordano having a good debut season. 0.4 behind at the split. That's good, but getting very sideways in the chicane. And that is going to cost him. Team boss Sebastian Loeb having a good Monte Carlo Rally. And we'll be back for the season finale. Cross the line, 1.36 back. Yep, all that sideways bank bashing action cost Quentin Giordano. Quentin Giordano, fourth place then. Final man on track, Nathaniel Berton. Teammate of day one winner, Benjamin Rivière in the other Peugeot 208. And again, watch Nat Berton flinging the car around. Very different looking body on the Peugeot to the SLR cars, to the Audis, reflecting the road car shape. So let's see what he's got here. Oh, only 1600s back now. This might be achievable if he can find a little bit of extra grip. And we know that Nathaniel Berton likes to attack. So this is going to push potentially Aurélien Panis even further down the order. Nat Berton doesn't care. He's trying to take the maximum points he can. And across the line, how close? Half a second back, but still good enough for second. Jan Erlaché third. But it is Andreas Bakkerud who is the fastest of all. And he gets 6 points in Superpole. Well, here are the points so far. Jan Erlaché on the top of the pile, ahead of Andreas Bakkerud, but Nat Berton third. Aurélien Panis in fourth place, 43 points. JB Dubourg, 36, loses another 7 points. The cushion for Panis is now 10 points. Panis piling the pressure on the former champion as he tries to defend his season-long lead in the e-Trophy Andros. Final action of the weekend here in Lens-en-Vercors. It's the super final for the Elite Pro class. Let's take a look at our grid with Jan Erlaché's Blue Duplessis on pole position and Andreas Bakkerud's white, black and green Audi on the outside of the front row. Nat Berton in third in the green and white Peugeot, ahead of Aurélien Panis in the blue and white Audi. Then Quentin Giordano in the red and white SLR AS01, ahead of Franck Lagorce in the shocking green Andros Sport AS01. So there is Lagorce's bright green Andros sponsored car at the back of the grid. And on pole position is Jan Erlaché looking for win number 3 of the season. Andreas Bakkerud with a great chance maybe here to take his first win of the year. Well, he is going to need a great getaway. Let's see where we go. Oh, bit of wheel spin there for Jan Erlaché. Doesn't panic. Bakkerud in second around the outside. Contact there. Quentin Giordano. Does he get by Aurélien Panis? He has. He's got by Aurélien Panis in the Audi. Panis down to 5th. So Erlaché is our race leader. There's Aurélien Panis. Well, that was a really good start from row 3 of the grid from Quentin Giordano. Franck Lagorce in 6th position, Aurélien Panis in 5th, but there's Jan Erlaché, your race leader. Andreas Bakkerud in 2nd. 3rd place is the Peugeot of Nat Berton, the white and green machine. Jan Erlaché is absolutely flying in the Yvan Muller Racing Run car. 4th place, the red and white car of Quentin Giordano. 5th is Aurélien Panis, the white and blue Audi. And 2.3 seconds away already, Jan Erlaché. Going early, going hard. Fastest race lap already from the standing start. And the battle is on for 3rd place. Quentin Giordano trying to close down Nathaniel Berton. He has dropped Aurélien Panis. And it may be that Panis is going to come under attack from Franck Lagorce behind. Lagorce may have fresher tyres. Well, whatever the state of his tyres, Jan Erlaché is building a big advantage. He won race 1 in Val Thorens, race 1 in Serre Chevalier last weekend. And Yann Erlaché heading towards the last lap now with a handy lead in his pocket. Andros Bacarud's hopes of victory are long gone, aren't they? All battle behind Aurélien Panis, a long way around the outside. Fantastic move for 4th place around Quentin Giordano. Excellent stuff from Aurélien Panis. Vital move to get those points back that he lost at the start. And there is Bacarud being chased down by Berton. Here's Panis. Panis up to 4th. Can he hang on? He can, it looks like. Heading off down the hill towards the chicane, out of the other end of which comes Yann Erlaché, our runaway race leader here. The young man from Alsace heading to win number 3 of the season. Well, he's in a fantastic flow since the Christmas break. Claims victory, and behind him is the Audi in trouble. There is the Audi, and that through into 3rd place is the other Audi of Aurélien Panis. And that looks like Andros Bacarud backed off to give his Audi teammate a podium spot, handing 2nd to Nat Berton. But victory for the 3rd time this season to the delighted Yann Erlaché. Well, that is a great sacrifice from Andros Bacarud. Gave away 2nd to Nat Berton, gave away 3rd critically to his teammate Aurélien Panis. Yann Erlaché celebrating his win. Anything the Renault pairing can do, it seems the Audi drivers can do as well. Top point scorer for the day, Yann Erlaché, 6 points more in the bank than Andros Bacarud, who dropped from 2nd to 4th there to hand his teammate Aurélien Panis those extra positions, and that helped him outscore Jean-Baptiste Dubourg. So the overall points now, Aurélien Panis 13 ahead of JB Dubourg, but JB is only 5 ahead of Yann Erlaché. It is a 3-horse race as we head to the final round in Superbès. So here is the day 2 podium. Yann Erlaché looking absolutely delighted. Here's our day's winner, ahead of Andros Bacarud on the left of your shot and Nat Berton on the right-hand side. And Erlaché still a contender. There are 3 in it as we head to Superbès. Aurélien Panis, Jean-Baptiste Dubourg and Yann Erlaché.